Guys, Plays Game here, back in another YouTube video, and today we're going to be talking about the finale of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, so let's jump straight into it. So just an incredible episode, a great satisfying way to end the season. You know, the Sam Wilson Captain America suit looked phenomenal, the colours looked straight out of the comics, so yeah, visually the suit looked incredible, as I say. But you know, just getting to the strong points of the episode, you know, the beginning scene takes straight into the action. Sam Wilson immediately infiltrates the building where Carly Morgenthau's character is holding those politicians hostage, so immediately jumps straight into the action. We get to see GSP versus Captain America straight away, and it was an ultra epic rematch, a greatly choreographed scene. It was, as I say, it's always good to see GSP get in there and use some of his MMA moves, so as I say, very cool scene. Yeah, just getting to some more strong points of the episode, you know, what they did with Winter Soldier's character arc, you know, Bucky sort of closing that door and saying goodbye to that character was pretty cool, you know, saying goodbye to that persona. You know, towards the end of the episode, he tells that Asian guy that he was the one that killed his son. So as I say, he just sort of brought closure to the Winter Soldier, you know, for Bucky, so you could tell it definitely meant a lot for Bucky to do that. And he also leaves a nice little note to his therapist, you know, sort of closing the door, you know, he's going to have a reset, going to restart his life kind of thing. So it's great to see that for, you know, Bucky's character. And guys, honestly, I was watching the first Captain America yesterday, and it kind of makes you realise how important and how significant Bucky is in the MCU. I mean, he's really, you know, all that's left of sort of Steve Rogers, not necessarily his legacy, but he's his oldest friend, so it makes you realise just how significant of a character Bucky is in the MCU, and you know, the sort of movies and how his characters change throughout the film. So yeah, it's definitely great to see, as I say, Bucky wrap up the Winter Soldier part, and I can't wait to see if he does take on the White Wolf persona. They didn't necessarily mention the name White Wolf, or they didn't really give any sort of indication that that's going to be the sort of next persona he's going to take on, but I definitely think that it will be. You know, I don't think he's going to want to use the Winter Soldier name anymore, but I'm excited to see what they do with Bucky's character moving forward. Some more standouts of the episode, as I say, the action scenes were very awesome. The sort of the helicopter chase scene with Captain America, where he's trying to get these hostages, you know, out of the helicopter and secure them. Just the way they utilise the wings and the shield, like the action scene with the suit is very, you know, unique and very similar to the way they use Falcon's suit in the comics. So yeah, as I say, in action the suit looked incredible. You know, we also see the return of Red Wing, so it's cool to see Red Wing back in there. You know, what they did with John Walker's character in this episode too, they sort of gave him a bit of a redemption, which was cool to see. You know, he comes out and he helps, you know, Captain America and the Winter Soldier. He tries to get his revenge on Carly Morgenthau, my bad. But yeah, it's great to see him in action. You know, we sort of see him in the same suit. He's got a new shield, but definitely not as strong as Captain America's, you know, the original shield. But there's also a redemption sort of part in the episode where, you know, there's a van full of hostages and it's about to fall off a cliff, and John Walker he uses his strength and he pulls the vehicle sort of off the cliff, so it's a bit more stable. You don't necessarily get the job done, but just the fact that he had that initiative and he still had that sort of good, that kindness in him to do that, I think that really showed a lot about the character, that, you know, he still is a good soldier, he's a good man, he's just sort of made the wrong decisions just based on his emotions. So it's a very human, very great moment for the character of John Walker. More standouts, I liked what they did with Sharon in this episode. I wasn't really a huge fan that the fact that she was the power broker, but you know, just to see her back in the show, it's cool to see Sharon Carr you know, sort of come back into it. As I say, she's another very important character. You know, she's the great niece of Peggy, so she's a very significant character in Captain America's sort of legacy and history, so it'll be interesting to see what they do with her moving forward. What they sort of did with Carly Morgenthau's character, the way they wrapped it up, I wasn't really a huge fan of it. They killed her off, which I thought was a bit random. You know, with a character like that, her character and her motivation and how grounded she was, I think that's a bit of a waste to kill a character like that. As I say, just because of her realism, she just felt like, you know, she didn't necessarily feel like, obviously she was a supervillain, but she didn't really feel like that. She was really sort of focused on her beliefs, and she really believed that she was doing the right thing, and even other people were believing in her. So I just think that it was a bit of a waste to kill a character that significant with that strong stronger views and stronger motivation. As I said, I think that's a bit of a waste. And they also do kill GSP off, which I thought was also a bit silly. I wasn't a huge fan of that. As I say, Batrock's a cool character in Captain America's sort of history, so it would have been cool to see GSP come back, in season 2, which I'm sure they'll do. But I mean, he doesn't necessarily mean he is dead, but he did get shot, and I'm pretty sure that he's not bulletproof. So as I say, it's just a shame. I'm a big fan of GSP, so it's cool to see him in a Marvel show. I just thought it was a bit silly if they were to actually kill him off, But I just thought it was a bit silly. Let me know in the comment section if you guys agree. Do you guys agree with the killing of GSP? I don't think any of you really should disagree. I mean, the choreography and what he sort of brings to the Captain America, the Winter Soldier, that scene he had with Steve Rogers, Captain America, was incredible. Then the first episode of this season, the scene he has with Falcon was incredible. And then now the fight scene he had was another really strong fight scene. So as I said, I thought it was a bit of a waste when you look at the skills that GSP has. I'm sure he choreographs all his own fight scene, does most of his own stunts. So I just think maybe it's a bit of a waste. Hopefully they do bring him back in a future season, but I look forward to it nonetheless. Another strong point of the episode, just visually, the CG, the action was very strong, very awesome. Some great choreography. When John Walker's taken on the Flag Smashers and he wants to get his revenge. So as I say, very strong. Most of the time the episode is set in the night time, so we don't really get a good look at Captain America's new suit in the day. Just a little nitpick, it would have been nice, I know it might sound a bit silly, if it was in daytime. It would have been nice to see like a nice clear look of the suit. That being said, it still looked great, but as I say, just maybe if there were some fight scenes in the day, again, not necessarily a criticism, just I guess a little nitpick. But as I say, very strong episode, a very satisfying episode. I wasn't, as I say, a huge fan of the fact that Sharon Carter was the power broker. Thought that was a bit of a waste. I was a bit disappointed. I thought maybe Kingpin would be the power broker. I thought that would have been cool, whether or not that was the person she was talking to on the phone. Because there is an end credit scene where the government sort of accepts her back out of hiding and offers her, old position at S.H.I.E.L.D., which was cool. So it's cool setup for S.H.I.E.L.D. to potentially return in the future of the MCU. But as I say, she goes out, she makes a phone call, and she sort of reveals to the person on the phone that now they've got access to all this information. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do with Sharon Carter's character. As I say, very, very important character in Captain America's history. Another great scene, probably one of my favourite scenes in the episode with Isaiah Bradley. Sort of the wrap up they give with his character was very strong too. His reaction to Captain America, Sam Wilson's Captain America, he tears up, and his son, I don't know the name of his son, but he becomes Patriot in the comics, so it's cool to see their reaction, very real reaction. Another, as I say, getting to my favourite scene of the episode was where Sam Wilson takes Isaiah Bradley to the Captain America Museum, and he shows that Isaiah Bradley's history has been rewritten and it will be known by the entire world. So I thought that was a nice wrap up to Isaiah Bradley's character. Well, it was really good that they did that, and as I say, really shows the importance of there being a black Captain America or a diverse figure who, as I say, doesn't have blonde hair or blue eyes. Just having that, and just the MCU recognising that it's a very sort of real, not necessarily issue, but it's a real subject that a lot of people don't really talk about. You don't, as I say in my episode 5, you don't necessarily see a diverse range of politicians. It's mainly a blonde haired dude, fluffy hair, and a blue suit. So it's either a bad hairdo or a bad suit. You don't, as I say, you don't really see many Asian or Indian or many diverse politicians around the world, if you know what I mean. So let's say it's very, very good for the MCU to sort of reference that and acknowledge that as a real subject. But as I say, I really enjoyed this episode. Definitely one of the strongest episodes of the season. Very satisfying, as I say, wraps up a lot of character arcs. But let me know in the comment section what you guys thought of the episode. I would love to know your predictions for season 2. What do you think they're going to do with Madame Hydra's character? Do you think she will create the Thunderbolts? Because I know there was more set up in the Thunderbolt. We know Zemo's in the Raft prison, which is where mainly all the supervillains will probably go to after their shows, and that will lead on to a Thunderbolt show. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with Madame Hydra. And also John Walker gets his US agent suit, gets the name, which was pretty cool, the suit, as I say, straight out the comics. So yeah, very cool that they did that. As I say, guys, I hope you really enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe, There's going to be a UFC 261 reaction and breakdown video coming, so look forward to that. Can't wait to react to those fights. Can't wait for the weekend. I know in a couple hours back when I'm recording this video, the weigh-in's going to be up, so I just can't wait for the entire sort of event of UFC 261. If you guys didn't check out my breakdown video, I'll leave a link in the description if you guys want to check out the UFC 261 breakdown video. But let's say, guys, thanks for watching and peace.